onCreate, onStart, and onResume. So basically, now I'm going to explain the Android next assignment, that is the Android lifecycle. So let's start the practical. So basically, this is an emulator which will hold your current output. So now we start the practical. So for this program, we need to import the regarding namespaces. First, I tell you the .xml file, which hold the two widgets. That is, the first one is a text view, and again second one is a text view. But that second text view is hold the just labeling content. That is, observe the toast message while changing the activity set. But Android activity lifecycle, that is your first text view, so that's why it is currently changed. So the first initial name or default name, that is the Android activity lifecycle, and whenever we run our program, it will shift it to the onResume method. So let's discuss one by one. Currently we should understand the design pattern here. So as usual, as we discussed in previous practicals, we need to use the linear layout for demonstrating the content on in single orientation. Like if you want to represent in vertical mode, then we set the vertical orientation. If you want to set that horizontal in one by one sides, that time we mention the horizontal value here. Then this content is will represent using the linear layout. So that's why we mentioned the linear layout, and that we provide the orientation, that is vertical. So that's why our widgets is show in one below one. Okay, so firstly we import the first text view. If you want to change their ID, then simply click on this and change through the attribute section also. But I say that is the default with wrap content, default height, and default width. Simply the default content is which I provided Android activity life cycle. Whenever our program is run or launched, default the name is displayed. So the text pattern, text size is simply 24 SP, and text style will be provided as a bold. If you want to change the style according to you, you must be change it bold. So that's why onResume method will be appear here on a bold mode. Next one is a text color here provided as a default black color. As similar, we provided the second text view again, which will be reflected on our emulator. So this is the all about our XML file. Now, most important, the activity life cycle hold the two widgets. So that's why this program we need to import the namespaces regarding to this project. So simply we generate here the toast. So toast is we inherited from the widget category. So that's why the widget dot toast, and we import the widget, that is text view. We use here first text view, second text view. So that's why regarding namespaces we imported here. Now we declare the widget here. So here we declare the widget, that is text view with the object text view. So now we start the methods which will be used in Android lifecycle. these are the these are the methods which will represent in activity life cycle in Android. The first one is the onCreate, then onStart, onResume, onPause, onDestroy, and onDestroy. So let's discuss one by one. So simply on create, when we call the any new activity or we create the new activity, that time our system in the phase will call here the on create. So currently we are in a on create. Then next one is a on start, when our activity becomes visible to user, when our program is launched, when our activity is run, that time we are in a on start method. So basically here method. Next one is a on resume. So basically activity comes to the foreground and that user can interact with it. Whenever we perform that something action, that time we are in a resume method, when we perform something task on the emulator. The next method is on pause. So simply on pause is partially covered with another activity. So when we want to perform the multitasking working, that time we are in a pausing mode. Next one is the on stop. Yeah, so whenever we run our program, build our program, but sometime our activity is not visible, we stop our program. That time we are in a phase on stop method. And the last category is last method is or last function is that is the on destroy. So basically destroy called when the activity being a destroyed. So this is the basic structure. Now we discuss the methods one by one. So simply as usual, we connect the ID with our actual widget. So our actual widget's ID is text view and our ID is also text view. So both name is same, doesn't matter. Okay. So this will be connected through the reference. Next one is a text view dot set text, and we set the content here on create function. Here we change the content in one by one section, so that's why our this section code will be changed with the help of set text method. So simply set text will provided here on with the help of on create. Whenever we run our next this program, so the first step is on create. But after the compiling the program, it generate the toast. Whenever we start this practical, the first I will show you. I will show you. So simple toast is generated. So simple toast is generated through the make test method, and simple toast is a widget. So that's why it is accessible through the dot operator. Make test is a method. So make test have three parameters. Like first one is a context, second one is a text, and the last category is a duration. So simply this will provided here through the main class, and text will provided here. What kind of text will be appear on your text pop-up message? Simple pop-up message. So that time it covers in on create functions. And the last category is here duration. Our toast will be display, and after the some second it will be disabled with the help of this length short functions. And this overall functionality runs on over the emulator, so that's why we use the show function. So basic, this is the structure of our activity life cycle. Simply our next method is on start, and here we mention the super for the main class, because right now we are in a main class, so that's why we mentioning. And simply we have followed the override, because the every function will comes again and again, so we'll use the overrided with the help of super class. And our next method is the on start. As usual, previously our text view ID is on text views, again same, yes, name is similar. And then when we are in a start phase, that time that content will be applied, that is your on start. As previous activities and or previous statement I told you about how to generate the toast. So simply toast with the help of make test method. So similarly here for the on start, on resume, pause, stop, and destroy. So basically this is all about the Android activity life cycle. So basically this whole code is similar. The block of code are similar. Just we change the method name, just on start, on resume, onPause, onStop, and onDestroy. So that is your Android activity lifecycle.